All right, guys, today we're going to do Will to Power issue number 6 from Dark Horse. I enjoyed this book more than I thought, and I'm not sure, maybe because of the, Dark Horse doing superhero stuff, because it's normally not really in their wheelhouse. I mean, not that I know of. I mean, but, since this is a book from the 90s, I think there's some great characters here. I'm not all familiar with all of them. I mean, I get to know Titan here. That is a new character for me. And this is a guy called Motorhead who has somewhat immense power. And he's affiliated with Barbed Wire. And you said, who's Barbed Wire? Well, there's a movie with... Let's not go into that. But there are some comics. I did some review on my channel. And, if you want to find out, check it out. Leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel and all the YouTube jazz. Thank you so much. And then, we're gonna dive in. So we have, as always, a little bit of a flashback of Titan here, and it's been done by Brian Apthorp, if I'm saying that correctly. And I must say he's a good artist. And we have also Andrew Robinson. I believe there was the guy from the last issue. I mean, there's some changes with artists, but. There is some, how do you say, some body proportion issues. And this is way better, but, this is only the first issue of the first page. But let's say Titan here, he was bullied a lot, right? And then we go to somewhere else, because we have a guy called Counterstrike, who was once upon a time, this is Steel Harbor, by the way, and in this group of, can I say villains? They are basically, super-powered street warriors. And I thought, oh man, why hasn't some other companies did that also, with street gangs, with superpowers, battling for their own turf? That's great. Anyway, but he's now a good guy. He's now a gun for hire, calling himself Counterstrike. His powers is basically... he's a living battery. You punch him, he's getting stronger, but he's not invulnerable, right? He has limits. And now he's, tackling Titan, because Titan, was fed up with all the BS and he wants to clean up the city. And, right? And he is also connecting Motorhead called, a guy called, what's his name? Well, probably it says here somewhere. Frank Fletcher. Yeah. And he's behind of the attacks on this city. And there's two superpower group. This is Wolfgang and his group, and we have Max Blitzkrieg in his in his group. And he has just wanted to keep everyone safe, but so he's tackling Titan. But Titan is He's a little bit of a loony. So he's a government stooge, right? But then he is, also doing his own thing, and he doesn't listen to him. He has a lot of anger inside of him, right? Imagine if you have the power of, I'm not saying Superman, but Superman-esque level. And then you are basically uncontrollable, or, you being held on the leash. Yeah, that's not good. So... Also, I think that his body is way bigger than his head. It's just, look at this fist, man. I know it's just okay. Anyway, but he says, you Steel Harbor scum are all the same. Gangsters hiding behind uniforms and officers and titles, and Frank Fletcher hiding with you all. But Titan sees through. So, but he's getting a punch back in his face, and he's bleeding. And you can say, well, he's not that tough, right? But it seems that he is getting tougher. And so Wolfgang and his buddy said, hey, is that Emmett? That's his real name, called Emmett Sayers. And they want to help him, but Wolfgang says, no, let's see what he can do, right? So basically, Blitzkrieg wants to reason with Titan. He says, hey, listen, Wolfgang had nothing to do with Blitzkrieg's attack, and this Fletcher dude has nothing to do with Wolfgang. Hey, listen to reason. But of course, he's a little bit over the edge here. I'm listening to reason all my life. The reasons of liars and cowards. And he's for listening, right? And And it seems that he is getting more powerful. So he's, flying this guy up in the air. And he's doing also this heroic speech of justice and truth and all that stuff. And, protecting the innocent. And, all right. Well, and then this is happening. So he's defeated, right? And he says, oh man, that hurt. Took all I had just to survive. So he also said that he would be dead, or if, Titan would punch him right now. But then a voice says, I ain't finished with you, punk. Oh man. Is it? I mean, this is 90s, right? I could be wrong. This must be, 1994. But these guys, they talk like there are some from the 80s movies, and there's a movie called, maybe I said that before, The Warriors, called The Warriors. It's just fantastic movie about street gangs. Anyway, so this is Max Blitzkrieg and his gang, right, and the prime movers, and he's now in their turf, and he says, "You mess against Steel Harbor things, sister boy, sister boy." And Steel Harbor is going to teach you some table manners. All right, but then we have this guy in a van, and he's looking about the explosions and all the chatter on the radio. And he says, there's roadblocks and police, and, but this guy says, I can't handle a roadblock. I have to drop you someplace. But then, I don't know, he's just powering up. He has a nosebleed, and he's just hovering. And this guy needs to go away. Cool. This is some kind of, it's not really a costume. I mean, it's just... He has a weird design. And Titan goes to town, literally, with everyone. And it seems that, the Wolfgang gang and Mace Blitzkrieg and the prime movers are, fighting with each other against Titan, but Titan is just way too powerful. He says, not he, but Blitzkrieg. When I first saw him in action, I was awed. Now I'm just scared. His powers is beyond all limits, and he's just getting the hang of what that means. It means you can do whatever you want. I can't imagine anything more terrifying, except imagining what he might do. So, but then the cops come, not really the cops, but the government that, is still controlling or wants to control Titan. And he says, hey, there's an emergency requiring your immediate assistance, right? And so this government steward says, hey, Castle Point is in imminent danger of being destroyed by Frank Fletcher, also known as Motorhead. All right, so he's so angry that he just leaves these guys behind. And then Wolfgang and Blitzkrieg are talking to each other that they want to do this again at one point, but then, against each other at full power, right? And And then, Bob Wire is now also talking with Motorhead that flies in the air with an old school flip phone. It's not really a flip phone, but how's the connection works? Anyway, so he says he's going to take care of business, right? But and she says, hey, you need to stay away from this place as far as possible. I don't know what the design, man, with this body and there's all this, maybe tattoos and this skull. It just... not everything needs to have skull and chains, right? And then this thing over his head, it doesn't really fit, It fits like somebody that goes to Vietnam or something, but not this guy. Anyway, so the helicopter and the government student says, hey, stay away, don't provoke this man, right? And he's really angry. He says, he wants to talk to you, just hear him out. All right. He says, I gotta go. Keep your head down, Barb. I've already beaten the stuffing out of your mob, Fletcher. Do you want more of the same? So you're Motorhead, is it? I don't have a mob, buddy, and don't have a job. What? What do you mean you don't have a job? You bum. So he's basically threatening him, said, hey, you need to get out of here and stay out. And if he doesn't do it, it's going to be a smoking crater where Castle Point used to be. Take it on a heel and toe, pal. Get lost. You have to do it, Titan. There's no other option. He's not kidding. Titan has not backed down. I don't know if he will. You still there? Are you ready? And then there's a woman's voice on the other side of the radio. Okay. So there's a plot here. So... In God's name, leave. Talk to me like that. Give in to the scum. Make me look like a coward. But then Motorhead says something stupid. See, what did I tell you? Slam dunk. So he hears it with his way too big. His buddy's way too big. And he's turning around. He says, don't do it, man. And he flies back in full rage. And then something appears in front of Titan. And some kind of a diamond. And it's more like a portal. And he's cursing. And then he's gone. And Motorhead says, it's been fun, sis, but I got other fish to fry. And unless you want yours in tail in the skittle, steer clear of the harbor from now on. All right, and then Titan is being thrown into some kind of a cell. And this is the Golden City. Once we got him hooked in, Madison will be able to tell us what's on his mind. Between the biofeedback loops and Madison abilities, we'll be able to see what's caused him to react so wildly. Then we can inform the government that we have the situation under control. Well, he is not all too happy. So I think, I could be wrong. Great cover from Jerry Ordway, by the way. This is going to be some reckoning. With a lot of beating and killing, probably. I'm not sure if he's capable of killing, but he could do it. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. I like this a lot. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.